The Three Little Men in the Wood. There was once a man whose wife was dead, and a woman whose husband was dead, and the man had a daughter, and so had the woman. The girls were acquainted with each other, and used to play together sometimes in the woman's house. So the woman said to the man's daughter, "Listen to me, tell your father that I will marry him, and then you shall have milk to wash in every morning, and wine to drink, and my daughter shall have water to wash in, and water to drink." The girl went home and told her father what the woman had said. The man said, "What shall I do? Marriage is a joy and also a torment." At last, as he could come to no conclusion, he took off his boot and said to his daughter, "Take this boot, it has a hole in the sole. Go up with it into the loft. Hang it on the big nail and pour water in it. If it holds water, I will once more take to me a wife. If it lets out the water, so will I not." The girl did as she was told, but the water held the hole together, and the boot was full up to the top. So she went and told her father how it was, and he went up to see with his own eyes, and as there was no mistake about it, he went to the widow and courted her, and then they had the wedding. The next morning, when the two girls awoke, there stood by the bedside of the man's daughter milk to wash in and wine to drink, and by the bedside of the woman's daughter there stood water to wash in and water to drink. On the second morning there stood water to wash in and water to drink for both of them alike. On the third morning there stood water to wash in and water to drink for the man's daughter, and milk to wash in and wine to drink for the woman's daughter. And so it remained ever after. The woman hated her stepdaughter and never knew how to treat her badly enough from one day to another, and she was jealous because her stepdaughter was pleasant and pretty, and her real daughter was ugly and hateful. Once in winter, when it was freezing hard and snow lay deep on hill and valley, the woman made a frock out of paper, called her stepdaughter, and said, "Here, put on this frock. Go out into the wood and fetch me a basket of strawberries. I have a great wish for some." "Oh dear," said the girl, "there are no strawberries to be found in winter. The ground is frozen, and the snow covers everything. And why should I go in the paper frock? It is so cold out of doors that one's breath is frozen. The wind will blow through it, and the thorns will tear it off my back." "How dare you contradict me?" cried the stepmother. "Be off, and don't let me see you again till you bring me a basket of strawberries." Then she gave her a little piece of hard bread and said, "That will do for you to eat during the day." And she thought to herself, "She is sure to be frozen or starved to death out of doors, and I shall never set eyes on her again." So the girl went obediently, put on the paper frock, and started out with the basket. The snow was lying everywhere, far and wide, and there was not a blade of green to be seen. When she entered the wood, she saw a little house with three little men peeping out of it. She wished them good day, and knocked modestly at the door. They called her in, and she came into the room and sat down by the side of the oven to warm herself and eat her breakfast. The little men said, "Give us some of it." "Willingly," answered she, breaking her little pieces of bread in two and giving them half. Then they said, what are you doing here in the wood this winter time in your little thin frock?" "Oh," answered she, "I have to get a basket of strawberries, and I must not go home without them." When she had eaten her bread, they gave her a broom, and told her to go and sweep the snow away from the back door. When she had gone outside to do it, the little men talked among themselves about what they should do for her, as she was so good and pretty, and had shared her bread with them. Then the first one said, "She shall grow prettier every day." The second said, "Each time she speaks a piece of gold shall fall from her mouth." The third said, "A king shall come and take her for his wife."